Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, if you did not win the previous competition, do not fret, for I will be opening up another competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that in the next couple of days, because of course I'm waiting for my guides to give me a sign on how to proceed with the next competition. So without further ado, because I do apologize that this reading is a little bit delayed for October, I got a little bit under the weather there, so I wanted to be back to best before I gave all of my energy to your monthly reading. But let us start that and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is your monthly reading for October. I can't believe it's here already, but here we are. October is upon us, and let's just say it's one of my favorite times of the year. It's when the veil between worlds becomes the thinnest, and it is here that we honor the ancestors even more than usual, especially during Samhain or Halloween to some. It is here that we receive important messages, feel their presence, cheerleading us from the sidelines, and really acknowledge any lessons that arose from any challenges that you may have encountered during the past year. Now, of course, we have officially moved into glorious Libra season. It's a very transformative month where humanity naturally starts to celebrate and seek more light. Illumination, gratitude, and developing intuition during this time, as well as introspection, are heightened. And of course, it's going to help you reflect on your journey so far, the wins you have accomplished along the way, the difficulties you overcame and turned into purpose, and of course, the abundance that is yet to be harvested. Now, we bond ever closer to nature and the elements during October to really seek tranquility as we prepare to wind down the rest of the year. It's a transition period, of course, and this month is a personal reward month on so many levels, because Libra season encourages us to cultivate balance in our lives and offers opportunity for justice and fairness. All that hard work starts to pay off, bigger opportunities are offered, and tangible success is delivered. We actually deepen relationships during Libra season and really lean into softness as we seek comfort, togetherness, and nurture our connections towards people, animals, and places that we have an affinity with. Now, I don't know if you noticed with Gaia chimes, there was a real comfortable energy leaning into traditions during this time, or maybe even rituals in some way. I really felt a sense of comfort. Maybe it's because the rain is, pattering on the windows outside at the same time, but I really felt, a rumination energy. So you're deep in thought. I'm not surprised to see that High Priestess there. But also, I want you to be aware when it comes to this month, you may feel called to refine your personal style, especially since your first house is influencing you there. You'll pay extra attention to the aesthetics of your home life, maybe even surround yourself with art or decorate your living space in some way. Really encourage your sensual side out to appreciate beauty in the present moment. But also, you may submerge yourself in your favorite book or music. And of course, this period Although you're going to be super busy this month, it offers you a breath, a stillness within to really check in with yourself and reaffirm your path. Now, we all have influences from Neptune this month, so that may make you want to lose yourself in a world of fantasy where you cozy up with a movie of choice, attend a fancy dress party as a character you desire to embody, of course, or even plan a great escape vacation. But Libra's steady grounding will offer you a spiritual detox where we mentally declutter, hold ourselves accountable, and if you've been relying on, any excuses to avoid something or someone, these will all fall away. It's time to get real with yourself and face everything head on. Now, this astrological combination is a perfect time to advance on your dreams and goals and make them a reality. It's a season to seek closure on projects, relationships, or even environments that you've outgrown. Basically to create space for new developments to come on in. And it also reminds us of, embracing the moment due to the cyclical nature of all things. Now, the full moon is pretty special this month. It's a harvest moon, a hunter's moon, and a supermoon all rolled into one. And of course, it occurs in your dynamic sign, my beautiful Aries, so you're going to feel it the most there. This is the first of 3 consecutive supermoons to close out the year. Definitely time to be clear in your intentions, follow your passions, as I know that you will, and of course, make great leaps and strides ahead. And if you're seeking love, this is a very passionate time for you. There's an opportunity to meet someone new and develop a harmonious partnership with that dreamy energy floating about. And if you're already in a relationship, this is a great date night month, but also raw conversations about a shared future. Now, I would say be mindful of the Mercury-Pluto clash on the 13th, which may trigger some tensions from things built up from the past, old conversations resurfacing, things like that. But this too shall pass. And also, if you're expecting important communications, documents, I would say check your hard copy mail or even email spam folders, as this sort of clash can influence critical documents or deliveries, information getting lost, being missed, or even being left unseen. Now, on a global scale, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it. Fast forward until I hold up your first card. But if you're sticking around for this, it's time to look to the skies, as we have 6 rare active comets, the Swan Comet, the Lemon Comet being the most prominent, but also we have that mysterious 3-eye Atlas that will reach its closest point to the sun on the 30th of October. Now, comets are harbingers of great change and political upheaval, and of course, it occurs around about Halloween, so, there can be some really challenging energy around about that time. They tend to disrupt the natural order of cycles, okay? So I was given certain images during this time, and I saw a state funeral march honoring someone of national significance. Gold and red shall be their color. We may also see a resignation of someone with influence, and they leave under a cloud of speculation, perhaps even a link to a media outlet's demise. Also, we have, the economy. It'll make a brief tumble at, I would say, the last week of October there, but it will climb back to regain any losses. And, because Neptune can be associated with confusion and illusion, it's retrograding back into the sign of Pisces on the 22nd of October. So it's doubling down on that, and it's right up until the 10th of December. This is really a big deal globally. Neptune and Pisces, the combination is often referred to as the era of monumental deception. But when Neptune retrogrades, it exposes the illusion. So it is here that we shall see the greatest of reveals. Now, partnered with Mercury opposing Uranus. So Mercury is all about communication, information, and Uranus is shock, transformation, sudden change. It will sextile Pluto. Pluto's all about the hidden, the undercurrent. So on the 29th and 30th of October, there's that date again. That's going to be a very intense week, I would say. We could see some shocks in store, maybe on a global scale. It could also be tensions rising with talks regarding combative plans being mobilized. But I would also say this is a period where glitches may occur, social media platforms, apps, maybe power outages and things like that. So this too shall pass, but it's something to look out for because the energy supports it. And, I would also say this combination really caught my attention because Neptune, Pisces, that's all water related. And of course, Pluto is under the surface. I would say look out for deep surface seismic shifts that could trigger, large water-related events. And I hope I'm wrong on this, of course, but my guides gave me a very delicate time frame. Although we may see this delicate time frame up until the 10th of December, there is a particular time to look out for, which is the end of October, right up until the second week of November. My guides keep pointing to the Cascadia Basin right across the Aleutian Plain towards the Java Trench. And I've mentioned this in previous predictions, of course, but the time is nearing for, a larger event in that area. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I'd rather be wrong. Okay, but it's something my guides keep nudging me to be aware of, so I have to mention it. But there's so many layers to so much energy. I want you to be aware of that too, okay? And, October on a personal level actually means that something rewarding is yours for the taking, but also it offers you a chance to invest in something new that will yield abundance as you close out the year. This month is definitely a time to lean in and nurture to all that you hold dear, close the chapters that you know have run their course, and reinvest in yourself, especially since your first house is influencing you. And I would say, you're going to be watching your investments yield the results that you've been working hard towards. Now, when I talk about investments and yields, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your time, your energy, your love, your care, your devotion into things that you hold dear. You're going to see things shape up for you, and there's a payoff there in that too. Embrace unity, of course. Share your light and gravitate towards the light in others. The world definitely needs more light, and we are literally the spark to raise those vibrations. But your first card there, of course, is the High Priestess. Now, I'm just looking at your cards. I only take the uprights. Okay, so this is a big strategizing month for you there, and I would say that you're focused on your passions, your energy levels, but this is a review card, so it can be that you are reprogramming something this month, calculating, and maybe looking at how far you've come, because your first house is triggered by that full moon in your sign. It's a super moon, of course, so you're going to have big inner discussions about how you can stand out from the crowd or how you are unique from other people. You're going to be thinking about yourself, your identity, what you stand for. Big soul searching time for you. But also this can be aesthetically that you are reviewing your wardrobe, maybe a change of style. Maybe you want to do something a little bit different to enhance everything that you have already. So I really feel this is about you deeply connecting to your higher self and looking at how you can make some changes in your life for the better. Also, the High Priestess is about believing in yourself. It's about having faith, embodying this knowingness that you're trusting your intuition, you're developing your intuition and your hunches with your higher self there, but also you're being very instinctive for your month. You're being adaptable to any changes that come your way. But also I feel a lot of you, because, your first house is there and we are in a very exciting month because the veil is the thinnest. This could be you receiving lots of downloads, messages, signs, symbols from your ancestors, those in spirit. But also this is your connection, as I said, to your higher self. So you may be developing your psychic abilities for some of you, or you may be curious. Some of you may be interested in the paranormal during this time. I know we have Halloween at the end of the month, but it can be that you are leaning into your intuition a little bit more, developing, scrying abilities, or maybe meditation. Doesn't have to be connected to some sort of, otherworldliness. It can be that you're connecting to mindfulness at this time, to quieten the noise, to find more stillness in your month ahead there, and stillness inside of your soul. And of course we have the King of Swords there. So the King of Swords is an energy of strategy, planning. You're calculating something at this time, trying to really work something out connected to your plans. You're being stricter with your energy, withdrawing from anything that perhaps does not have an affinity with you or drains your energy, wastes your time. And that King of Swords indicates you got a plan and you're taking action on it. And with the star energy, this is literally you thinking about how you stand out, how you are unique, and not in an egotistical way. So, for example, if you're in a career, this is about you making moves, making your mark, trying to be appreciated for what you do and, level up in some way, be successful. And I see a lot of change and success here. If you are in a career, a lot of you, there is a potential for promotion or working together with very influential people there. I mean, even if you work in a company, I feel people in hierarchical positions want to elevate you in some way. Temperance card indicates it is your purpose. It is connected to a steady rise. There's going to be, some interesting developments for you at the end of the month there. If you work for yourself, this could be that you are promoting what you're about, marketing, allowing yourself to be seen, getting your message out there, whether it's goods or services. Very independent energy there. A lot of you are thinking about expansion, changing perhaps a certain structure or adding something new. And for some of you, this could be that you have like a well-known couple or a well-known kind of following or clientele that come your way, people in the media, people who are high in reputation. So if you're an independent worker, or even if you work for a company, I feel a lot of you, there is an energy here of connecting to very influential people, because you have an emperor and an empress at the end of the month, okay? So that's coming through as well. Now, of course, if you are someone who is an independent worker and you're trying to get your message out there, I feel a lot of you could be well known or could be in the public eye or go viral or be thrust out there into, the globe, as it were. Because, of course, the King of Swords is all about communication. It's about your ideas. But also with that star energy, this is a spotlight, being appreciated. This can even be fame, you being catapulted to fame. But you earned your stripes, as I see there, because you've been working really hard. You're not just an overnight success. It means you've put in all the hard work. So while some people may see you as like an overnight success, all the hard work and diligence and toil and focus and, those sleepless nights and those challenges that you've encountered along the way. This is your moment to shine, okay? So I definitely see that you're allowing yourself to be seen, but also your reputation speaks for itself there. King of Swords often means you're a pro at what you do, okay? Now, if you are someone who is currently looking for a job, if you're out of work, for example, I definitely see that you're sending all your resumes out there, but there's one role that you may put yourself out for and you don't tell anybody. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to tell anyone anymore. I'm just going to keep this one to me. I'm just going to keep it to myself. I feel that's the one that you get, okay? That's coming out there. I actually feel like you'll have a choice. So there's two roles coming up. One is almost like the power behind the throne, and one is like a very forward-facing, representing kind of role there. Both very high-ranking, because I feel these are your options right there. Okay, so I feel one is a role where there's no room for maneuver, so it feels very much high-ranking, but that's the role. It goes nowhere. You can't level up. You can increase in finances, but it feels like the role is the role and it's not going anywhere else. It's just that. Okay, but there's also an alternative role here where you actually get to connect and develop, but also reach another promotion within that role. So if you want to work for a company, I see it could be a well-known company. It will literally change your finances because the Empress is all about abundance. You'll nurture your career. There's one role that you will feel nurtured in, and the other one is a little bit more kind of like serious, a lot of responsibility. As I said, one role goes like where it is, it stays where it is. And the other one you develop and you actually earn a lot more money in the second one. I mean, I feel like it's a no-brainer. You're going to take that one. But if you've been looking for a job, I definitely see one coming on in there. But for some of you, you may take like a temporary position in the meantime because we've got that Knight of Wands. It almost feels like it clashes. So it can be that you're like, okay, I'm just going to take anything, or I'm going to take a seasonal role or something that bridges the divide between you finding something. It feels like the two kind of come in at once. So you almost like start the temporary one and then suddenly there's like this big opportunity. You're like, oh, I gotta go. I got this other job. So for some of you, it's going to work like that. It's like buses. They all come along at once. But for the majority of you, I would say that perhaps you wind down a contract before this new role comes on in. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to disconnect from that energy. Now, of course, the 7th house is influencing you at the end of the month, and that's going to see you leaning into your relationships, your commitments. And for some of you, This could be family members, parents, for example. You could be going to visit, or it doesn't have to be, it can be people in your soul tribe, because of course we have some people here in your reading. We've got the King of Swords, we've got the Knight of Wands, and we've got the Emperor and Empress. So some of you will lean into friendships or family and visit people. For example, there's some sort of event that brings people together at the end of the month there. And I feel for some of you, this could also be like a moment where you kind of celebrate someone's life. You know, it could be a feast date. And this is something that perhaps has already occurred, like if you have had a bereavement in your family in the past, for example, or a friend has passed over way before their time. It could be a really monumental moment where you honor their life and celebrate the moment and, you know, of remembrance, as it were. So there could be an energy where people are brought together there. And this is only if you've experienced this before you've even come to this reading. I want you to be aware of that, okay? Because it feels more like a celebration or an honor of someone's life and remembrance. So that's coming through there as well. They want you to be aware that they're going to be present. My guide said they will be present at this gathering, or at this, you know, even if it's a moment to honor, even if you're lighting a candle and in memory of someone, they're there, they're witnessing it, and they're with you. So that's something that's coming through there. I'm not being given a sign. Okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Recently, I'm like, I've not been given a sign, and then suddenly the sign comes through. I'm seeing fireworks. So maybe it coincides with fireworks, or perhaps this person, you know, their personality was a firework, or maybe you're lighting fireworks. Maybe it coincides there, but I'm seeing lots of fireworks. So it could be like a celebration, as I said there. With a lot of love, I'm going to disconnect from that energy. Now, King of Swords, back to this. I feel like some of you may have a review. Now, this could be a review of your finances. It could be that you're calculating something, trying to make something work. The star is that spotlight. You're trying to get clarity on something regarding your plans. But also this could be that you're super organized and super strict with yourself. Your first house makes you think about your body, your mind, your soul, protecting your inner peace with that high priestess energy, but also being stricter with being more active, or the way that you do diet. It can be with that star energy that you're choosing healthier options at this time, or trying to. So it can be off the bat of perhaps overindulgence from the previous month. If you've been away, it can be that you're getting serious about your plans, serious about structure again, because that King of Swords is very much about structure, okay? Now, the star is a wish, so it can be that, you know, you're wishing for something to occur for you, and with that Temperance energy, I feel like you still have a weight. I gotta be honest with you there, okay? I feel that something is coming in here for you, something that is exciting, that propels you forward, but I do feel there's a weight with this, whatever this is. It'll come in when you least expect it, because it is connected to that tower there. So I will pull a card when I get to that tower for you. But also, this is a big healing month for you. I feel this is about you locking onto your path, finding that grounding in inner peace, but also, you know, I would say detox period for you as well. So some of you may connect to detoxing, or purifying water, or, you know, basically cleansing. And this can be body, mind, and soul. Some of you, I mean, depending on your resources and your finances, you may book a spa treatment, or a massage, or something that really honors your inner peace, or makes you feel calm. With that King of Swords energy, some of you are literally quietening the inner critic to watch any intrusive thoughts, especially when you're under moments of intense pressure, because I feel a lot of you have been under a lot of pressure. You've been holding it all together there. And I feel like some of you, this feels like you were stuck in a rut or in a routine that you felt you couldn't break out of. Don't get me wrong, you're very goal-oriented. You know, this card indicates you're very passionate, you're very driven, but you may have felt like you've been going round and round in circles on something. This month is a big breakthrough month, because everything changes at the end of the month there for you, and it is super positive indeed, especially since the Temperance card is there. It means you're blending your energies, and that's why I kind of like to see the Emperor and the Empress, because this is like masculine energy and feminine energy. It means you're fully balanced to move forward on something. You know, you're taking action, you're being stricter with yourself, you're diligent, focused, and structured with that Emperor energy. And of course, the Empress is all about creativity, beauty, and, you know, abundance, the reward, being open to the rewards of all of your hard work there. So I definitely see a win coming in, but it feels like something you're wishing for comes a little bit later, okay? Now, we have the Tower. It's in the resistance position. It's kind of where you want it to be because it means, you avoid something like monumentally disastrous, okay? It can mean that you're restructuring your life in some way or revamping or have a sudden epiphany, an idea that's restructuring your schedule, for example, because the Knight of Wands, okay, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. I'm being given one thing before I move forward. My guide said, be mindful of getting a speeding ticket in the month of October, okay? Because the sun is in the resistance position, okay, this can indicate that there may be a change of signage that is not readily seen. And it could indicate that you go through one zone into another and, it's not very clear that there's been a change in speed limit, okay? So just watch for that. Now, if that is the case and you get a speeding ticket, go back to the actual environment before you contest it, is what I'm being given, and take a photograph if that's possible, or if you have a dash cam or something like that, review it and see if the sign is viewable. If it's not, they cannot penalize you for not seeing that sign. So that's not going to resonate with all of you, but it's something to be mindful of. I mean, we should always be mindful of our speed, but if you're in a rush and this signage, because the sun, it can be that, it's not as clear as it could be or should be. There is a potential here to have a little bit of a shock bill come through for speeding, okay? So, or breaking the speed. I wasn't going to say barrier there, but that's not it. The zone, okay, that perhaps you're going through. I mean, maybe it's like you're so busy and you're locked onto your goals, you're breaking the speed of light at this month because you have those two cards there. I feel like you are, whizzing on by, making sure you're structured, and you have a lot on your mind and a lot on your to-do list. But yeah, yes, I feel you're not breaking the speed of light barrier, of course, but I feel like you are going to be busy and you're going to welcome the pace, because if you've been feeling stuck in a rut or you've been working so hard but you're not seeing the measure of progress or advancement, you're going to see it this month, okay? Also, if some of you are launching something new or changing, I mean, some of you could be changing neighborhoods, or you could be changing a job, or you're making a monumental decision to change something this month, you're going to love it. It brings a lot of relief, a lot of peace, and for some of you, there may be even a change in status, because this is a couple right there. And the King of Swords, very independent, very kind of like logical, detached, focused on goals and structure. So it can be that you're not expecting to meet a person, and suddenly, if you're single, I would say there is a strong like power couple vibe about you and this person. But if you're in a career, I definitely see you going from King of Swords energy to either Emperor or Empress energy there. So that means some sort of promotion or some sort of indication after a review period, especially if you work for a company. So it could be that you're given an appraisal or some sort of important meeting where, it changes everything. It highlights that you are getting something a little bit more. There's an expansion there. So that could be a little bit more money for some of you. Also, I'm just going to clarify this Tower to see what it is for you. Interesting with your cards, it really feels like you're not wasting time. It's like, okay, there's a wedge of the cards. Just get on with it. Don't be shuffling all this time. Just do it. But I always have to wait. My guides, the way I connect to my guides and the energy, the cards have to pop out. I cannot choose them unless I tap in to a different vibration. That's a totally different reading. It's just the way I work. Okay, I just can't do it any other way. But you got the Strength card here, the Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers card. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got the Seven of Swords, and we got the Devil. Okay, so this tells me that there is an energy here of especially when it comes to surprise meeting, because you have the Lovers card there. I feel like there is an energy here where you can meet a person where there is like a flirtation. But if you're looking for love, because I feel there's a temporary flirtation coming in for you, if you're looking for love, there is also love available too, but you will have to choose. And that's about tapping into your intuition there in order to see who is offering what. Seeing beyond what is readily available. We got the Strength card there, so you're doing something bold and daring as well that's not connected to love. This can be you launching a project It's like you're having liftoff on something. Perhaps some of you are restructuring your life, and the Strength card is taking you a lot of strength there to make some changes, but you're making them. And we've got that Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles indicates that you're making a lot of effort right now. You're being realistic, you're determined, you're hardworking, and you're going to see a payoff. You have the stamina and the dedication to make it through to the next level. We got the Lovers card. Now, the Lovers card is really about a partnership, doing things that you love. For some of you, this could be that you and your partner decide to set up a business. If you're in a relationship, could also be that your partner pops the question. Okay, so that's coming through there as well. Please act surprised, because the star energy there with the Tower can tell me that, you're not expecting it, but the star is like right at the last minute, you kind of see what's happening there. So, with that Lovers card, this could be you and your person leaning in together, because we have a couple energy at the end. Now we've got the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is, a lot on your to-do list. So prioritizing and structure is important, but also this is about making your dreams become a reality. This can also be that you're overriding a doubt or a fear on something, or some sort of structure that maybe kept you stuck. This could be like a glass ceiling in your career, or it felt like it was hard to push through something, but suddenly you're given options this month and you're making a decision that will help you break through that glass ceiling or break through that blockage, whatever that is. And we got the Seven of Swords and the Devil. Now, for a lot of you, Seven of Swords can be a quest for more independence in your life. Seven of Swords often gets misunderstood. The history of the Seven of Swords is that the figure wants to remove the weaponry from the army. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, it's a golden card. Any golden or yellow cards are really positive. And the figure is removing the weaponry from the army because he does not want to fight. He wants to find a resolution that is peaceful without hurting anybody. Doesn't have to be with swords, but it can be words, because swords are all about the mind, words, thoughts, and so I feel this could be you finding a diplomatic solution to a situation with a person. If you've been having a few issues in a relationship, things could get critical with that Tower energy, but I feel they get resolved there. The Devil card can also indicate that you're reigniting that spark. If you feel like you and your partner haven't had time to connect to each other, it can indicate that you and your person are trying to reignite that spark in some way. But also, I feel a lot of you, this can be that, you've had the heavy burden of responsibility on your shoulders and it's been hard. So that Devil card can be, reigniting your lust for life, getting out there and going to social activities or events, because the Tower is breaking you free from something, and the Devil indicates you may feel bound to something, or you're trying to break free from something. As I said, detoxifying for some of you with that Devil energy. It can also be that you're making an independent decision right now to really kind of step away from something that's been toxic, or something that kept you bound or stuck in a rut in some way. And this could also be fear, which is rare for my beautiful Aries, but of course you're human. We all have doubts or fears in some moments on something, but I feel like you're about to make some monumental changes in your life that are going to make you so happy. And you may be just thinking it through or overthinking it a little bit, but you're going to feel that fear and do it anyway. And I feel it's going to be such a result. You're going to love the outcome. A lot of you are trying to reignite that spark within yourself, come home to yourself in some way. This has been a reoccurring theme for a lot of the collective recently there. But the Sun energy indicates a lot of success, but it's more light. So you're trying to seek more positivity, maybe even a mindset reset there with that King of Swords and the Star. You're trying to be more positive, and it's like nothing can get you down this month. And I feel with that Sun energy, this is about growing, going through an awakening. Often when we go through an awakening, that Tower energy, it can feel isolating. It can feel like you're alone in this path. But I feel a lot of you could lean into a community in some way, or connect to something new, because the Death card signifies either an end of a cycle or something new entering in your life, or you clearing space or clearing your diary for new events. And there's a group activity here. There's people, there's alliances, there's connections going on. So if you're searching for your soul tribe, if you're seeing things that other people don't see and you feel very alone or isolated, or you feel like your friendships are evolving and there's distance, people or situations tend to fall away during an awakening. I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love, but I see you connecting to like-minded individuals, connecting to the vibration that you're in now. Okay, so building new friendships there as well. Now, I would also say just be a little bit mindful, because these two cards, this can indicate some sort of delivery. And because it's in the resistance position, it could be a delay on a delivery. So if you're booking a gift for someone at some point this month and you're like, I'll do it later, I would say do it now, because I feel there could be a delay that really surprises you. You're going to have to chase this. You may be a little bit frustrated there as well. It will come in delayed. Got to be honest with you there. But if you do it a little bit earlier, it'll come right on time, is what I'm seeing there as well. A lot of you may have been just trying to get everything done and structured because you're trying to take a vacation. And of course, that puts a lot of extra pressure on you, but you're going to get it done. Don't fret it. You're going to be able to go away, have that vacation. Some of you, there's some quick trips starred here for you with that Knight of Wands energy. And of course, this card is all about advancement, but also more than anything, this is about you, connecting to your vision, being unstoppable, and moving through a highly creative phase to go on new adventures or trial something or explore something, and just be excited about the next steps on something. And you're going to see that, you're unstoppable in your energy. A lot of you, because you have two energy cards in the resistance position, you may have felt that you've been burning the candle at both ends, or you're exhausted holding it all together. This is a month to recalibrate and get back into balance in your energy. So you may discover what it is that has been draining your energy. And for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you with that High Priestess there, you may have been keeping a secret. I mean, because we have the Empress there, for some of you, not all of you, some of you may be pregnant and you're waiting for the right time or the right scan to be able to tell everybody, hey, I'm pregnant. If that's you, congratulations. You will reveal when the moment is right. And of course, for some of you, if you are pregnant right now and you're due in the month of October there, I feel baby is going to take their time a little bit. So it may be a little bit after the due date there for you, but congratulations, because a wonderful child, or even twins for some of you, not all of you, but I see twins for some of you there coming on in. And what I'm seeing is baby will take a long time, or a little bit of time after the due date, okay? But then when things are in motion, baby comes quick. So I think maybe that's the best of both worlds. I'm not sure, but that's happening there for you. And you're in good hands. You've got the Emperor energy and the Empress. So this tells me someone who is very compassionate, who understands your needs during your birthing plan. But also we got the Emperor as well as the Empress, which means someone, two people maybe even in your birthing team, super knowledgeable, very established. They know what they're doing. They have a structure, and you're in good hands. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for a lot of you. But I feel this is a highly creative month there for you. Some of you, there is this energy though of it's almost like moving forward on something that perhaps you thought was certain. So for example, if you're putting money up for a house that you want to purchase, for example, there could be a process that you're going through, but suddenly either there's a delay or there's a surprise, okay? And you'll navigate that. I feel like you're being very tempered in how you deal with that. You may actually get some good quality advice from someone who is qualified to give that advice. If you find something unusual going on with the property, or, there's a discrepancy there, it's best to know about it before you proceed on it, and then you'll make your decision. I feel like you may deliberate before you make that decision. And in the meantime, there may even be something else that comes up as well that you decide to look at, because I see you having a choice. And those choices, one is, shall I proceed on the one that I've already started the process with, or should I look at this other one and, walk away from that other one? That's your decision alone. I want you to be aware you make the right decision. Lead with head and heart, and you've got it. So that's happening there as well. But I would say a lot of you have a little bit more vitality, more energy this month. And of course, we've got transformation. So big changes happening here. And because your 7th house is influencing you at the end of the month, I would say there's some big changes in your partnerships or alliances. can be that new people are joining your circle there, new friendships coming on in, or it can be that, you know, some of your friends or one of your friends is traveling or moving away, and it can be that there's a big event where you celebrate the next part of the journey. You're still going to remain connected, of course, but it can be a change in friendships in some way there as well. But the Death card symbolizes new beginning. So a lot of you could be planning something that you're about to start or launch, or it's like the plotting phase comes to an end and now you're ready to get moving, take action on it. And I'm really excited because, of course, the Emperor is an Aries card, so it means that you're dominating your energy, you're showing up for yourself, you're bringing your A game, you're locked onto your goals, and you're not going to stop until it's done. You're going to be so proud of yourself. The Emperor is all about structure. Structure is going to work really well for you. So I feel a lot of you, this could be that you're being stricter with your finances. I mean, you don't have any pentacles here. Doesn't mean you're not focused on your finances. I feel more than anything, your first house, deep philosophical questions about who you are, what you stand for, how you can lean into softness as well, because you may have been like pushed and pulled in many different directions, gone through many changes over the last couple of years, and it made you feel very detached or almost like on autopilot in a structure of what you need to do. Almost like survival mode, because King of Swords can be survival mode, having a structure that keeps you like present and moving forward. But I feel a lot of you could be returning to, you know, a part of yourself that you feel like you lost touch with, or you feel a little bit more into the rhythm of who you are at the end of the month there. Now, of course, the Emperor is all about achievement, being headstrong, being reliable, showing up for yourself, but it is about being organized and being productive and optimizing workflow or tasks or responsibilities. And of course, for some of you, this could be that you, if you've got a partner, it could be a change of pace, you and your partner thinking about retirement, or that you are retiring there because the Death card could be the end of a monumental cycle. It can also be you moving to a new neighborhood or doing something different. It doesn't always have to be like, retirement or things like that. It can be something personal for you is coming to an end, where you conquer something within yourself, making quiet changes with that High Priestess that ring loud as a ripple effect in the rest of your life. We do have the Empress, which is all about creativity and you realizing what you're capable of, how talented you are. A lot of you may lean into creativity or being a little more hands-on with something this month. Some of you may actually create something as a gift for someone there. But also, I feel some of you could be utilizing your resources by locking off different accounts with money that you cannot touch, and maybe saving for gifting season for some of you, and just being on top of your priorities when it comes to the people you care about as well. Now, the Empress energy, of course, is about unconditional love for self. And although there's two people here, I feel a lot of activity, a lot of social activity that you're going to have a lot of fun with at the end of the month there. But I feel this is about you leaning into giving back to yourself. Self-care routines, self-care, healing as well. Because, of course, the star is there. Healing practices like having a salt bath, or perhaps, taking some time in nature, especially with that Empress energy. And for some of you, you may actually be getting married during this month. And if that's you, congratulations, change of status completely there. It's going to be a magical time indeed. There may be one person who tries to make it to the ceremony, but they're late, so they may come later. They don't intend it to be that way, but the Tower tells me that like everything, like roadblocks, get in the way of this person trying to get there to you. But they will get there. They are going to show up, is what I'm seeing. I feel it's important that this person gets there for you. But there may also be one person who RSVPs right at the last minute to say, I can't make it. This person, looking at the energy, I feel right from the very beginning, and I don't want to cause a rift here. I just feel like they didn't have an intention of going because they felt it was too difficult. Whatever that means. I feel they may have a responsibility that they have to acknowledge first, and that's why they can't go. If they didn't have this, they'd absolutely be there, but I want you to be aware you may get that last minute if you're getting married, of course, but you're still going to have a wonderful time, and they'll send a gift on, of course, but it'll be a little bit later that you get that gift, is what I'm seeing there too. Now, we have that Temperance energy. This is all about your sense of purpose. Purpose-led month, leading with your passions, but also it's about patience. It's about quality over quantity, and it's also about, kind of finding balance and joy in your life, making sure that you connect to variety as a spice of life, encompassing all the things that you want to do, blending your energies, all of your projects, but also being, a little bit more active, as well as being more sociable there too. The temperance energy is also blending people into your life. So some of you may be, introducing people into your social circle or into your family in some way. But the temperance card is more of a sense of harmony in your life, that you're on top of things, that you feel, that you have control in some way, especially with the Emperor. So that is very strict control, but also the Empress is a softer control. So I feel blending the two, you're not as critical upon yourself there, and, you change the way you celebrate yourself. It's like you're building yourself up rather than tearing yourself down during moments of high tension. A lot of you are trying to manage stress levels and high cortisol levels at this moment in time as well. And for some of you, not all of you, but as you mature, for some of you, if you're going through the menopause, for example, there may be a moment where, of course, you get a very intense hot flush there because you got the Sun and the Knight of Wands and the Tower. So this could be like a flare-up, for example, that doesn't get too critical, but then it feels like symptoms start to subside in some way. So it feels like you may have a bit more management over those symptoms. And if you have been unwell in any shape or form, you've been managing flare-ups or sudden, moments where things got critical, if you're managing certain illnesses or symptoms there, I feel as you leave the month, you may actually connect to 2 practitioners who are very knowledgeable that can help you balance things out and make it more manageable to the point where you will not experience those critical symptoms going forward. So this could be that, suddenly there's a change of perhaps your medical team or doctor, or maybe it's just a change of advice there because the Emperor is there and it really just helps you. So I feel that's pretty awesome there too. Now, in terms of practical things, the Death card indicates you're looking at expiry dates this month, expiry dates on passport, visa, maybe contracts, insurance, life insurance, house insurance, medical insurance, all of the stuff. Okay, so it can be that you're looking at what you want to renew, who you want to partner up with, because you have partnership here with these 2 people. So this can be alliances. Who are you going to commit to? What are you going to commit to? What complements your needs at this moment in time, especially with that temperance energy? This can also extend to service providers. So a lot of you, these cards in this position can tell me like a high percentage of you could experience a power outage, or perhaps something with your energy is something that you need to pay attention to. So it could be that perhaps there's a raise in an energy bill that you call up and say, hey, what's going on here? That is a little bit higher than usual. I feel like you can negotiate a better deal, or at least find a compromise there, because there's compromise with this temperance energy. So you managed to change something that perhaps could have got critical there as well. What else am I seeing? I see a lot of you being appreciated. And, if your parents or guardians are on the physical plane still, I feel you get a token of appreciation, or just a little something to say, you're doing a great job. And although you're not seeking validation, it's kind of nice to get a little token of affection from a nearest and dearest. And also, I'm being shown right now a money spider. Okay, interesting. So this can be that the web that you're weaving right now is going to attract opportunity or abundance. The Empress energy tells me that, you're nurturing something right now that's going to be very lucrative for you. But also, some of you may sit a test or an exam, or you may apply for something, and I'm being given strong energy there that you either enter into some sort of well-known group, or perhaps there is some sort of thumbs up from the universe that you're about to do something that's quite exciting. I just feel like an invitation to join people, or join some sort of circle that it's very hard to get into. So if you're trying to get into college, for example, or you're trying to connect to very influential people. I feel this is a big month to be seen and be accepted. There's an entrance energy coming through there as well. Big month for development, but I see a big month at the end of the month there for you to start to see that things are shaping up nicely for you. And what else have I got there? Yes, beauty routines, rituals. I feel a lot of you could add something new, maybe a new product or a new way of doing something that really helps you come out of like a cycle of repeat. So for example, if you're someone who likes to go down to the gym and you feel that, you know, your gym exercises have hit a plateau, your body's kind of used to it now, it could be that you introduce a new way of exercising to work on different parts of your body that make an impact. Or for some of you, it could be like a new diet, exercise routine. I just feel like you're doing something new. It could be a new product, perhaps. We've got spotlight. So yes, there's a lot of energy of the spotlight being on you, making a difference. Wish granted, yes, but I feel it's a little bit later on, okay? So that's something that's coming out there as well. So we've got comfort, spotlight, wish granted, and affluence. Now, all of that came out in your reading. Interesting, there's a couple of people here on this card of affluence. So perhaps you and some of your nearest and dearest are brainstorming plans in order to, you know, set up a company or work together on something. Or for some of you, because affluence, with the energy that's there, there's no pentacles there, but it could be that perhaps with that surprise energy of the Tower, that if you're in a syndicate or you share like a lottery or something, I'm not saying everyone go out and play the lottery, I'm not saying that, but you could have a small win in that at some point in October. But we have comfort, okay, so challenging times, but you're strong enough to move through these challenging times. It says take refuge in strength, living well, easy transition, and I definitely see a transition period. And protected, fearless, and stability there, so you're going to be stable in your situation. And then we've got spotlight, if I can pick it up there. We've got spotlight, rich and famous. I got that energy right from the very beginning. Some of you are going to either have a meeting with influential people, or perhaps you yourself are going to be in the spotlight, in the public eye, or maybe it means your reputation for what you do, even in the community. I mean, even if you're retired, it could be that you're someone who could be hosting something. You're in the spotlight, people know you, you know, they love what you're about. You're great at hosting things, or you're great at organizing things. You're still, you know, active there. But it says here, lucky break, star power, influencer, and entertainer. And I would say if you are in the media or the public eye in some way, this could be your breakthrough month where you're, you know, networking with the right people or being seen by the right people as well. We've got wish granted. Okay, that's very exciting there because you've got that star energy. You're wishing for something, it will be granted. But as I said, a little bit of a delay yet for that to come on in. Dreams are coming true. Prayers are answered, miracles, patience, and ask for more. And then luck, okay? So some of you, if you're having an appraisal, it could be that you're asking for more in the situation that you're in. And I feel it will be granted, but they may be telling you there's a process and you have to wait for that process to be complete before you know where you're at. And also we've got abundance there as well. So influx, it says, of abundance, quick cash, deep pockets, assets, patron, and money flow. So a lot of you being stricter with your finances, but because we have the Emperor and the Tower there, some of you could be looking at financial structures, you know, how the wealthy structure their money, generational wealth, trusts, and things like that. That's coming up a lot recently in the cards for the collective. So perhaps this is something that you're interested in at this time. But I feel like you're on the money when it comes to your goals and dreams. You're making things happen at this time. I'm loving this. We have this heart. Now, why I say I love this is because my guides, they asked me to reimagine this. So this can be like, what is the missing ingredient from your life that would make you feel a little bit more fulfilled? Okay, rather than heartbreak, because my guides, when I picked out this trinket before, I was like, oh my gosh, heartbreak. But actually you don't have any heartbreak cards here, okay? And my guides gave me like, no, this is a heart, how you feel fulfilled with the things that you love. So this is like, there is space. You're creating space for more to come on in, or, you know, there is a space for you to fill right now. What are you going to fill your life with that makes you feel fulfilled or that you would love to come on in. So if you're wishing for something that you feel like you don't have right now, this is the space that you are clearing for it to come on in. Now also, if some of you have been going through a separation or a heartbreak, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. I do see that you will love again, okay? And I feel there is an energy here where if you want to heal a relationship with someone, then I do see that there is a process where you and your person can come together and heal. I do apologize. I mean, there's a new dog in the neighborhood, and this dog is not fitting in or really comfortable with their surroundings. It's going to take some time, but they feel really challenged with the other dogs in the neighborhood, and I feel really sorry for it because it feels obviously very threatened right now. But sometimes it gets off the leash, and that's not very good. So if it was too loud there, I hope it didn't impede on your reading, but I just thought I'd explain what's going on outside. But, if you have been going through a heartbreak or even a challenging time, I can see with the energy, things get more manageable. There are some big changes here happening, and I feel like you're going to be structured and love the outcome because there is an energy here, especially with the star, that there are brighter things to come. And you are in a period of deep healing. And once you feel like you can manage, because of course, any wound, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's, a physical wound or a deep psychological wound or heartbreak, it takes a process for you to kind of be able to manage. The pain doesn't necessarily go away. We still remember it, and sometimes we revisit it, but it's about managing it. So I feel like you're in a healing process, and you will manage it, and it will literally transform you, and it will be, the wind beneath your wings, as it were. It will raise you up. You will be more powerful than ever before and stronger because of it, okay? So I'll leave it there and send a lot of love and a lot of hugs to you, my beautiful Aries. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, and love and light.